welcome to Renan Raquel live with Sonko right there. Today we chose to give you that news in style. That was the second hour. Yes, sir. So right now let's get into the business tips. Let me give you one. To me, I believe before you do any business, you have to have knowledge about that business. So today the tip is knowledge. You know, when you know something, you study everything. You study the experts who have been excellent at that thing. Then you go deep and you study the details, you study the finances, you study it to the depth. For example, if you say you want to start up an engineering company, you need to be so well familiar with the engineering, because for a business to take a course of success in life, you need to know what you're doing. And you know, knowledge is really very wide. First of all, you need to associate. It matters the people you associate with, the connections that you keep in touch with, because you cannot tell me that you want to do a fun business and your friends are pilots. It doesn't really add up together. So when you say that you're going to pursue something, for example, you say you want to be a sound engineer, you want to be dealing in sound equipment, so you need to have knowledge about those equipments, because when you have that knowledge, you're going to do something, because knowledge births passion for something. And when you don't have passion for something, there is no way you can go far. But when you have the passion, definitely you'll go ahead to seek for knowledge of that thing, and you're going to do your very best to make sure that you see it come to pass. Another tip I can give you is have a plan, have a strategic plan. You know, most of us, we say we have plans, but the challenge is we just talk about the plans and it ends there. Having a strategic plan, for example, you can say, at the end of this year, I want to have, okay, let me start with something small, 5 million Ugandan shillings. So when you say, yes, that's the goal, now you lay down the strategies to achieve that goal. So maybe you could say, I have to save more, I'm going to cut off my expenditure. And another, you may decide that, okay, I'm going to invest more. And when you set up a strategy, there is always a mandate for you to follow up. You follow up yourself, and you put in that self-discipline. In Uganda, they call it okwekubiriza, to reach to that goal. Because at the end of the day, so many of us can say, like, I want to have 5 million at the end of this year. But let me say I get 100,000 shillings. All I'm thinking about is get luxury. Yes, I want to see there is a new phone on market, and I feel like I want to really have that phone. But it calls a certain financial discipline, because when you let down a plan, sometimes these plans we lay down, it takes money to fulfill them. Yes, it takes money to fulfill them, and it carries a certain discipline for you to fulfill them. And with discipline, it doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean that it's easy that you're going to get just money like that and you're like, oh, let me save it. Sometimes it really hurts and you feel like, oh, I wish I could use this money for this. But because you have a plan and you know what you need for this plan, it takes a certain discipline for you to follow that plan. We've seen knowledge. Be acquainted with something you want to do. Another, have a goal. Set yourself. Tip number 3 I can say is have a deadline for your goal. 1, knowledge. 2, have a strategic plan or a goal. 3, the last one, have a deadline for your goal. You know, when you set a goal and you have no deadline to achieve it, for example, like you say, by the end of this year, I need to have 5 million. The deadline is this year, not one day I need to get 5 million, because you can even achieve that in 10 years. But imagine in 10 years and all you could raise is 5 million, that would really not be fair. So when you put a deadline to your goals, it's going to inspire you to even fulfill them. It's going to inspire you to cultivate that self-discipline within you to fulfill those goals. So on the other side, let's take a listen to the chairman of UTER. He actually has a business tip for us. Let's check it out.